like to play reptiles. It's true.
I always for some reason I can't get the way the guy voiced Tiberius from Critical Role out of my head when I think Dragonborn. I'm like, I hate that that's the voice that comes to my head for it.
Watch, what's his name? MCDM. Matt Colville. Some of his old videos, he does a lot of voicing for his Dragonborn. Like, as he's explaining it, it'll get that out of your head. It's much better.
And I know that guy too from Critical Role, but I've never listened to his D&D. I've listened to his D&D tips, but not him play D&D.
Well, some of his older tips, like his DM, like how to DM videos, had him talking as his Dragonborn in his game.
Okay.
But I think it's some of the older stuff.
I like the Orion content.
Yeah, but not the gameplay. It was just his DM videos. Maybe it had something to do with like character, like having good NPCs or something like that.
Yeah. It is wild though, like going back and listening to the story of what happened with Orion outside a game and stuff. It's like, that's one wild story.
Yeah, I actually watched the first campaign recently, and I didn't think it that bad at the time, but everyone else was upset.
Well, but they oh, that's not sorry. But he strictly said, like, we play D&D. Right? Like, we don't play for other people.
Yeah. And it does break group oneness when one person's trying to be the one-hit kill guy and take all the glory for himself.
Like, I definitely understand why. I just felt like it was a bit of an overreaction.
I mean, there was a lot of stuff behind the screen too, though.
Yeah.
Like off screen that was going on, and so that didn't help either. I think that's probably more than just the fact that he was metagaming up the ass.
Just that one scene with Travis just literally yelling at him in the middle of the game threw me off.
Yeah, Travis is awesome though. He's my favorite, like, every season.
Sorry, I had to get the lowdown on what you guys were talking about. I was thoroughly lost.
Yeah.
So I was talking to Tim about the game, and
What?
this was a while ago.
Okay.
And being that, of course, like, Amelia missed quite a bit, and like, we're on session 30 now. I thought it might be a good idea just to kind of like revisit how the story has unfolded so far. My main concern after talking with Tim is that some people feel like maybe their characters aren't as forefront as others. And I just want to be sure that everybody understands that even if a very specific part is focused on one character, it ties into everybody's character. Like, we all know, like, we're working on Nemu tonight, but it's not going to just be Nemu tonight.
Needs to be Nemu every night.
Well, I mean, you know, it is Nemu
No.
every night.
Not. That's what I was saying though before. Is I'm okay with not having the white on me ever. I was okay with hand waving it the first time we talked about it.
Okay, so this is the thing, is that because, like, it's been so long, there are a lot of interconnecting ties that I was talking to Tim about, and I, like, he didn't see them, and I could see how these things could have gone, like, by the wayside, right? So from the very beginning, obviously we started on Phenovis, and that was to kind of explain why the people from Phenovis are now on Avenvon and what exactly happened. So during all of that, everybody kind of was doing their own thing. So Lee had gone through an entire thing by herself years before the Convergence. And she was sent to Avenvon years ahead of everybody else. And that was a totally different thing. I don't know if you've ever told that story.
I did not.
Okay.
Yeah.
But Jax, you don't know what you were doing. Nimu, this is most likely the point in time when your sister died. It was during all of this insanity that was going on with all of these creatures coming onto Avenvon and doing all of that. Dorus, at that time, shortly, a couple of years after that, is when your parents died. And then Eoway, I would say, you've been locked away for a long time.
I'm in my desert castle.
You were in your desert castle. Though I will say at that moment, there was probably quite a bit that, like shortly after that, there was a lot of realizations about the Vareki that came to you.
My camera
So-
just died.
I see that.
I don't know what happened. It was working fine.
Did you try turning it off and back on again?
Your awesomeness was too much for it to contain.
Yeah.
Or it just doesn't like lizards?
So from session 1, there has been talk about devourers. Now, this was from CR Saenti in the very beginning was talking about this. Y'all have heard about this a couple of times now. As far as the letters from the spectrals talking about, or the anchors talking about the creatures that were brought forth in their, hubris, opening Avenvon to magics that, or funneling magics to Avenvon, which, other things were interested in feeding on. There's been quite a few talks about bringing back the light, and then also the Great Protectors, or there was another Guardians. There was another name for them, which is the Dragons, which of course tie into Soli and Nimu, as well as Eoway because of your history of archaeology.
Being a lizard.
And there's quite a few other things where everything ties into each other. And there's going to be more for tonight, obviously, that tie everything back in together. But he was saying that, like, you have Imrosi, who at this point is kind of like an ally, a neutral party. You have the asshole in the in the shallows.
That one dude.
Yeah, that one dude. I don't know. I had his name earlier in my brains. And then you also have Geoinvo, who is currently, having a party down in,
Funky Town?
down in the Silent Rent. And you have the masked one now, as well as the Pepper, Gallon, and your uncle, which of course are a whole different series. So there's been a lot of talk recently about the people who devoured their gods and became something else. There was talk about this in some of the stories in Shir Lumen, as well as I believe the anchor at the Seat of Land had spoken about it. So, I mean, it seems like there's a lot of bad guys, but strangely enough, there is an answer to fixing that problem. And you guys have the answers in some of the stuff that you come across. And I just want to make sure that... Oh shit, I fucked up something. You guys know that
So did.
I know there's an easy answer to at least some of your problems. And I would just suggest asking a lot of questions. A lot of questions. You could, and if you have any questions about what's going on up until now, let me know. But I feel like I've been rushing you guys through and not giving you guys enough time to like either explore the answers to those questions or even ask them. So if you have any questions right now, before we get started for tonight, about anything that's going on, let me know.
I don't know if it's. I think we've kind of dictated the pace, right? I think.
Well,
If any-
I've tried to make sure of that, but that doesn't always happen.
No, I think it mostly happens. You know, I think.
I've been all right with the pace.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is. You had mentioned the idea of this game going on for a decade or something at one point.
No.
Yeah, about just how we haven't left. You know, we've been in very specific areas
Oh yeah.
for a long time, right? I feel like the way you get around what you're talking about is you just give people more information. You know, like I think I like the lore dump type things because
Oh,
it's just interesting. It's like
Amelia.
super-
I
because
love
it keeps
lore
me
dumps.
interested.
yeah, yeah.
If I'm constantly having to discover stuff, like I just get, I zone out. I like the lore dumps. It just keeps
Yeah.
me going.
Me too. Lore about this world is my favorite thing in any like fantasy.
I'm a
Or-
lazy
yeah.
gamer, dude. I don't want to have to discover things. I just want to do stuff, and I want you to tell me like why I'm in the middle of a turtle.
Yeah.
Why is turtle? What
Why?
is turtle?
Why turtle? Why is there a turtle here? And why am I inside of said turtle?
That is a great question.
Who is
Okay.
turtle?
Who is turtle? When was turtle?
All right, lore dumps. Got it. This is a mid campaign session 0, by the way.
Cool, cool.
Um,
I
Make-
love yeah.
Make Nemo a god. Write that down.
No.
Write that down, please.
Write that down, please.
Yeah.
Proceeds to type Nemo is not a god.
I wrote down make Nemu a god.
Maybe I'm wrong and might just be going over my head, but if I'm not stepping too far out and saying this, one way that might kind of speed us up a little bit is like not to railroad us, but make a little more clear of what we're supposed to be doing. Because there's some stuff where we're just kind of like, well, we're all standing around looking at each other going, what do you want to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? Like, does anyone else feel that way? Or because I know a couple of times it's kind of felt that way for me, but it might just be me.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
sometimes after a session, I'm like, what now? What are we doing? Which way?
Yeah, so many choices. It gets overwhelming. It's like, do I go here? Do I go here? Do I go here?
Okay, so
You know how in modern games they have like a line that tells you where you need to
you have
go?
a quest
Yeah.
tracker.
But that's not a line that I can follow. It's not a gold sparkly line.
You want a gold sparkly line?
I like gold
Oh,
sparkly.
I love Gorse.
What about a faint gold sparkly line?
A
yeah.
faint one.
A
Yeah.
faint gold sparkly line. Okay.
Yeah, like kind of like when you get like the quest boards, like, oh, we know what we're supposed to be doing if we go after this goal, or we know exactly what we're supposed to be doing if we go after this. That where at least it kind of there are options, but we know exactly what we're shooting for
Yes.
going down that route.
I
I
like
guess I have a question then along those lines for everybody. Do people have more fun in the puzzle discovery aspect of playing D&D, or do you have more fun in the not whatever that wouldn't look like? I'm trying to think of a better word.
I'm trying to
using that word.
decipher what you're trying to say.
So Tiffany does a lot of stuff where a lot of it is like puzzle kind of mystery, where you're trying to like figure a bunch of stuff out that's going on. Does everybody enjoy that style, or he was just Josh was just mentioning slightly more railroady stuff. I mean, I guess to me it seems like that kind of stuff is at odds. Like the way that she DMs and runs the game is slightly at odds with, I think, what a couple of us are saying. So I guess the question is like, who prefers that way, and then who prefers the more railroady kind of, not even railroady, but more like idiot-proof version.
Idiot-proof version.
I would say like mystery, but you know where to find the information to get to the next clue.
Yeah, like I love the puzzle solving part of it. I just want to know where I'm supposed to be to solve the puzzle, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like right now, it seems like we're kind of wondering, well, where do we go to solve the puzzle? Because we all are, I think we're all in the same boat. We love the story so far. We love what you've set up, and we're excited to see where it's going.
Yeah.
We just don't know which lines to follow to get the pieces of information that paints that picture. Because it's fascinating. It really is.
Probably if I had to guess, and I don't know, but I'd say probably if I had to guess, her response is probably going to be, you can kind of go anywhere and follow any line.
No,
right?
No. I can change that. That's the thing, right?
But that's my point, right? It's like I don't play even video games like that because it's too overwhelming for me. I like I love the stories involved. I like the character stories involved. I don't like Zelda Breath of the Wild because it's too much like you can make your own decisions about everything, and I just don't enjoy that. I like the more dictated way.
Yes, I did. I could not get into. Yeah, I could not get into the game at all. It was like the first of the game that was like, this is not for me. I hate this. Like it's so open, and like I get it. Like you have the freedom to do so many things, but it was just so.
It gets overwhelming.
It gets not just overwhelming.
And there's no cohesiveness.
And it's just like
I'll save you the trouble, dude. You're going to like do some animal stuff, and then you kill the big guy. It's really kind of boring.
Yeah, and like the older Zeldas, we go to different dungeons and you collect pieces of the Triforce, or you have to complete this puzzle, and then you get it's more fun. I don't know.
Yeah, so I guess that was my question, though. Really, that's kind of what I'm mentioning is like, how do people have fun when they're playing games? Because we are playing a game. Like, how do we have fun? Is everybody's fun, the way they enjoy stuff like this, different? It makes it a little bit more challenging, I'm guessing, for her. But I'm one of those people that put a cool story in front of me with cool characters.
Yes.
And like I'm good with it.
For me, the story, the lore behind different places, exploring different environments.
Well, for me, the lore behind different places allows me to picture things, and it makes it actually sparks my imagination. If you're asking my imagination personally to like do that naturally, it won't do it. Like I have to have something that like lights that ignition, which is why I like the lore dump stuff, because it's like, oh man, that's really interesting. Maybe this ties into this, or maybe this ties into this.
Yeah.
It just gets you thinking about stuff.
Like you can't imagine in a vacuum.
That's kind of yeah. I guess that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, I always like to think of it as like you set the stage for us, and then we can play in that stage, but you're still building the stage. Like what's there? It's not like we're trying to guess which stage to go on to. It's all right. You built the stage. Now we get to go play in the world that or what you had set up.
Well, and I think and I think that's a good way of putting it too, because I think some people, especially if you're used to watching stuff like Critical Role or other stuff where those people are actually actors and very creative individuals, that kind of stuff seemed like the way that they run their games seems natural, like it seems easy. But then, like, I'm not that person. I'm not an actor. I'm not a super creative individual. So, like, I can't play like that because I get lost.
Plus, I'm pretty sure they know how a story works, like the entire structure of it, and we don't.
Right. But that all said, I love the world and the story that she's telling.
Mm-hmm. Second
like,
that.
I'm very much into it.
Same here. I love it.
These characters and stuff. I just I'm not a very creative person.
Yeah,
not as much as other people are, at least.
Like, I love the world of Relios and seeing the map and seeing all these different places. Like, where are we gonna go next? What are we gonna find and discover there?
It's like that movie Everything Everywhere All at Once. This is all wonderful. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I want to do that. I want to be there, and do this and grab that. And then it's just like, oh, whirlwind.
It's kind of like going to Disneyland as a kid.
Yeah. For real.
Got it.
Keep doing what you're doing, just focus it a little bit more. I think is the feedback overall. Make it for dumb people. Dumb it down for us.
Relios for dummies.
Relios for dummies.
Yeah, that's right.
Send in the Legend of Zelda fairy. Listen.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, isn't that Zane?
Zane, it is.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're starting to piss him off though, so.
Oh, I don't know.
No, he wasn't pissed at you guys. He was pissed at the Wanderer and or Pepper and Gallon. Yeah. They're fucking with the plans of balance.
Like guided us the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Didn't get any info from Jax. Or not Jax, but Dorus over there.
Dorus isn't feeling.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm a bit sick. I actually think I'm gonna go. I just can't do it. I'm like running back and forth to the bathroom and puking, so I'm just gonna.
Oh,
you're
gonna go lay down.
Absolutely leave.
Yes.
Please go.
I'm not trying to
sleep.
like not participate or something.
No.
No, go rest.
Only,
It happens.
only thing I wanted to add is I think for me personally, it's the when we get choices, I would like to have a more clear picture of what the choice ramifications are.
Okay.
I want to know what's going to happen, or what
Gotcha.
the choice we make is actually going to affect the world a little bit more.
Like a cool concept that I just got. Like, we could either follow Zane as like we could like follow Zane as like the guide, or we could follow the Wanderer as a like guide in this world. And then there's that choice of which guide do we follow.
Yeah, I don't like the idea that the DM just like creates the world and then the players make the story necessarily. I think there's a little bit of both that has to happen. And
Definitely.
I think both parties do both, right? I think the players create the world and tell the story, and the DM does. The DM just like takes the cardboard box and sets it up so that you have a place to play. That's all they do. But that's where like some of my, I don't know. When I think about like stuff that I enjoy, like games and stuff like that, it's always more directed.
Yeah, I think we're all on the same page.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
So I will say first off, Silas, I'm not streaming, but I am recording. Will you share?
I'll
screen?
do it.
I have purposefully set the NPCs to where they wouldn't be long time.
Does that work?
Yeah.
Or is that in the wrong place?
It's perfect. Wait, no. It is in the wrong place.
No, it should be one down. I think someone else might have to do it.
Okay.
What am I sharing?
Anything?
It needs to fit where Ron is right now.
Oh, now they're all messed up.
I don't know what it's trying to share, but it's a big yellow ball, so it's something.
Maybe Tim, take yours off and see what happens.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. There we go.
No, just in the same place.
Yeah, I guess it's just gonna do that.
It just works where Chaotix is, but...
Yeah. That's alright. I'll work on it. Okay, so I have purposefully been avoiding setting an NPC that would be able to be like a main NPC in the, like, not a DMPC, but like a DM NPC that's a constant for varied reasons. But of course that can always be something that can be adjusted.
Well, I think the cool thing about them, honestly, and it's not even like, I don't even care about them for combat or anything like that, but the cool thing about them is, like, for me, I know they're part of the world already, and it just, like, so happens that the DM obviously kind of made the world, but I know, like, that NPC has lived in the world and maybe has different experiences, so you can ask them information.
Right.
And it just happens to be that it's yours, so that you can answer all, like, every question, basically. But those are those, to me, the reason I always like DM NPCs, and the reason I hate it when people bash on them all the time, is they are a get out of jail card for me. At least the way you play them. For me, it's like, okay, we're stuck. Hey, I'm going to look at this NPC and ask them some questions because we need direction, or we need, like, information or something.
I like the idea of, like, how when we ask the questions, how they, like, kind of just deflect the questions. Like, what if you just go over there instead of asking me questions?
Gotcha.
Like, that could be, like, the guide and leading us.
Easy enough.
I know one technique that I found worked really nice is, especially since we've already started connecting to some of the seats and whatnot, if we had a helpful person, let's say, like, that's in that one library room, and he would basically keep doing research but be able to send messages to us, be like, hey, I just found out this information, this connects to this. So we're still getting the info, but he's not physically there as well. So kind of like your Q for James Bond type deal, where they're just radioing in helpful information, but then going back to studying and are there when you need them type deal. And that's just one thing I found that worked for me. I'm not saying it's going to work for you, but
that's up to you guys. If that works for you guys, especially y'all are on your way to Ventura, and Dorus will have contacts in Ventura with the council.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic setup.
Yeah. So, yeah, and in his... Yeah. Go ahead.
I can't wait to go to Ventura too, because I solely will often go there.
Yeah, so Ventura is going to be the start of Dorus's storyline. Which, yeah, I have some stuff for him. I'll have to send to him instead of doing it tonight. So that'll be easy to set up, because he will have people that he trusts there.
My only concern with that is it might be a bit too jarring, like just a random message in your head saying, like, here's some important information that's strangely convenient at the time.
Seriously. But it doesn't have to be like at that moment, right? It can be, hey, we found this piece of information. Can you see how this all connects, right?
Yeah, or hey, some townspeople came in from their farms. They said all the crops went missing. do you guys think you could check it out, like something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like, hey, sounds like you're trying to use Microsoft Word.
Yeah.
Fucking Clippy. Nice. Fucking Clippy.
Looks like you're trying to cast Magic Missile.
So funny.
I've already casted this spell 10 times already. You don't have to show me again.
That's my next character if Jax dies. Clippy.
Oh no.
So good.
It's so bad.
It's like, it's just like I use a rune for like the 100th time. You're like, hey, did you know if you use this rune in this certain way?
It'll do the exact same thing that you know it's going to do. But I'm gonna tell you anyway.
The copy data, hit Control-C. Fuck you, Clippy.
You fix the seats of power.
Right?
I feel like my character would be dead within 2 sessions.
you guys would be the one to kill him.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. Just lock him in like a ruin somewhere.
Oh man, his last words would be, looks like you're trying to commit murder.
Would you like some help? As a matter of fact, yes, I would.
One
Here's
of
a
5
dagger.
vital organs.
Yeah.
It'll be much more efficient.
Funny.
That would be amazing. Alright, this is just gonna have to work. Alright, anything else I need to take note of? Okay, cool. So last week we left Jax behind in the Seat of Water to go back to Maze End Hollow to help Nemu. Upon arriving in Maze End, you immediately found that Mita has a few issues.
This stream hasn't started, by the way.
No, I'm not going to start it.
Oh, okay.
I'm just going to leave it off tonight. She's.
You mean she lost her shit?
She did.
Yeah.
She's you found her with a couple of tents set up, hastily scribbling notes of different, like, writing music, rewriting music, playing music, singing over and over and over again, trying to get the cadence, whatever that means. There were pages upon pages of notes and like literal written music everywhere. She had piles within one of the tents, and she found it very, very hard to concentrate on anything else. Though she did say it started a few days ago, which would align with the time that the Mindra Mountain was messed with.
Yep, we screwed her up.
God damn it! Who stopped streaming?
I thought that was for Twitch.
No, it's for my
I mean,
I'm
it's
recording.
for the.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Still up.
I'll
okay.
repop it back up.
Thank you.
You messed it up.
I'm like, this is what I look at when I look at you guys.
Who
Okay.
messed with the fabric of reality?
No, it's double me and just Soleil. Beautiful. So, I believe she had confronted or been trying to talk to, or Nemo had been trying to talk to her, but of course he couldn't quite get through. I'll wait for him to come back. About this time, Dorus would feel a strange pressure over and over again from his key. Almost like a knock, which would be Jax knocking on random walls within the Seat of Water, trying to find his way out. So Dorus would use the key and open the door eventually. I'm sorry, Jax. He was supposed to be here for this.
The first thing that comes through is just my middle finger.
Yeah.
I just imagine like just a wall of water just.
It probably would, because I would assume that he would probably still be in some kind of like aqua form, as the seed of water can obviously be filled with or without water. So, you know, Dorus sticks the key into the air, turns it, door opens, and Jax, what form are you in? Or do you want to just be Jax?
No, I was swimming around as a shark, so.
Okay. So this flood of water comes pouring through this door, and Jax, in his shark form, squeezes through and just flops onto the platform here at the Temple of the First Ones. Mita quickly, she doesn't even notice the shark. She runs and scrambles and is trying to pick up the pages of the music. Nemo, we gotta help me!
I'm okay.
As Jack Sharks flops on to the platform, Dorus quickly shuts the door. Welcome back to Mason, Jax. Shark.
I'll turn back.
Well, can't blame you for leaving without me. But please don't do that again.
I didn't think we could take a shark with us.
You just had to flag me down. Let me know what you guys were going through.
I didn't think it was going to be that easy.
We did try, but you were kind of off in your own underwater world over there.
Okay,
under the sea.
I know. I gotta tell you about this. So, there are so many cool things out there, and I felt connected to all of them, you know? So, like, there was octopuses and sharks and other cool fish, and I've never been underwater like that to be like part of its world. So, it was just really neat. I just kind of lost myself, you know?
Was it a whole new
world? Did you just do a Little Mermaid fucking quote? God damn it.
Yeah.
Did you find any thingamajigs or what's-in-my-bobs?
Oh my god.
So good.
So good.
Guess this dingle hopper.
just found me a dingle hopper. So good. I was so hoping you were gonna go Little Mermaid with that too. So good.
Okay.
Who's its and what's its galore?
I need you to make a perception check while you're helping me to gather up these pages.
Wait, didn't she have 20 thingamabobs? Thingamabobs? I've got 20 or plenty. But who cares? No big deal. I want more. Okay, never mind. Whatever.
I think it's plenty.
Was it plenty? Okay. I'll have to look up the song later. Okay, what am I doing?
Perception.
Perception.
15. So as you are running to gather the papers and help Mita before they get wet, you notice that many of the pages are the same song over and over and over again, with nothing but a single note changed. Maybe 2 notes. You don't have a lot of history reading music. However, being what she has been humming or playing while you have been here, you realize that this is a combination of the Song of Spirits as well as that strange constant chant that you hear at the Temple of the First Ones in Maze End. And it's like page by page, she's mixing them note by note to figure something out.
Man, I'm only level 3 now. I don't have any ability to do anything.
Become the song.
Become the song. You technically don't have to do anything right now. I'm gonna
just try to console her, I guess.
Okay. EOA.
Like, hey, it looks like you need a rest.
I do, but there's a lot that we need to that I need to finish.
We kind of did something at a mountain that I think might have screwed you up. But I don't think you need to do anything. I think you just need to relax. And then we can all figure it out together.
Well, if you did something that caused this, it's like it's an insurgence of brilliance, and I'm so I can hear this song, and it's everything, and at once I can't get it down on paper. There's something missing, and it's the song of the Shallows, and it's the song of whatever is going on here, which I didn't hear until a few days ago. Can you make it louder?
You know, I think we've made it loud enough. We released a bunch of energy at that mountain. What is it called?
Mindrum.
At Mindrum Mountain. We did something there, and it released a lot of energy. And now you're like this. It's kind of sad, honestly.
Would we know any locations similar to Mindrum Mountain?
Similar to Mindrum Mountains? No. Well, in what way exactly?
So that place didn't show up on like the spectral map, right?
No.
Okay.
No, it was kind of its standalone thing. Hit aggro. So you don't know of any place like Mindrum Mountains. She and she doesn't really understand what's going on. All she knows is that there's this tone that she's trying to nail, like this song that she's trying to nail down. Though she's obviously been working on it for days, so there's nothing you have to do right now. She will probably be working on it most of the night, while you guys rest.
I'm just gonna help her. Like, I'll help her try to find what she's looking for.
Okay.
I'll
EOA Jax.
just kind of sit down with her and be like, okay, I'll give you some help.
EOA Jax Soli. Is there anything you guys want to do before you take a long rest?
Yeah, I'm gonna walk over to Soli and be like,
"This is long overdue,"
and
just give her a hug and say, "I'm glad
Aww.
you're back."
Thank you, Jax. I'm glad I'm back too. I'm glad this can you take a deep breath. It's been a long day.
It has. We all deserve a rest.
That was it.
Anybody else?
I'm gonna go to my uncle, see how he's doing.
He went to Sheerlumen
Oh, that's right.
to get a
Forgot.
tablet.
Yeah, well, I'm going to close my eyes. I'm very tired.
Okay.
I guess I'll just find a place to make camp.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys do have tents. You have special tents too if you want. Nimu, I need you to make a performance check for me, as well as an insight check. 16 and 11. Okay. That would make more sense. Fuck. So everybody finds a place to rest.
Are you guys laying on the ground?
Let's
probably
see.
like on a pile of leaves somewhere.
I got a bedroll. So
well, underneath where everybody's laying, I'm gonna put my hand on the ground and mold earth to just kind of soften it up so it's nice and squishy.
Thank you.
Nice.
Is there anywhere for Nimu? Do you perch or do you sleep normal?
I'd probably sleep normally, being that I'm mostly humanoid, right? But like right now, I'm helping Mita, so I don't know. I'd probably just kind of crawl up wherever there's space when I get back.
I'm gonna try to get your attention.
Hey, Nimu, real quick. Do you need somewhere soft to sleep?
I guess it's better than sleeping on something hard.
I got you covered, and I hope we can put my questionable judgment call behind us.
And then I'm gonna cast Entangle on the ground to make like a nest of vines for him.
Oh, cool.
Very
Thanks,
cool.
buddy.
Don't mention it.
As we're sleeping or going to sleep, I kind of want to I remember last time, I don't remember if this happened or not, but I was faintly hearing the music of what Mita was. Can I try to focus on that as I'm drifting off?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm pushing buttons I probably shouldn't.
So I need you to make a wisdom check. Just a flat check for me.
11.
Beautiful.
That's a -1.
Yeah, that's great. So Nimu and Mita, Bard's get.
I remember, I don't know, when I was looking at my spell list, I don't remember seeing it there.
I believe so.
But I think they can, yeah.
So, she would have dancing lights. And so she's consistently keeping her lights up as you and Mita kind of gather as many pages as you can find.
Okay.
And from your insight, she's humming this tune off and on, and every so often she'll pull out her ukulele and start playing it. And this is EOA, what you end up focusing on is mainly the humming. So you two sit down together and start going through this page by page by page. You start to feel the cadence of what she's trying to purvey in the music itself, in the written music. So you start humming along with her, and in a strange, almost haunting way, it slowly starts to harmonize. Every so often, it slips, and as soon as it slips, Mita gets frantic again, trying to figure out what is going on, why it is not this steady, understandable tune. She called it at one point the Song of Transcendence. And she knows what it's supposed to do. Because it worked at when you all were able to visit with your loved ones from the Shallows. but she wants it to do something else now. She literally wants to be able to transcend the plane of Avonbon. And it consumes her at this very moment. Is there anything that you want to do while everybody's falling asleep and you're working with Mita specifically? Not required, just a question.
I don't think so.
Oh, I know, mine does the same thing. So you all drift off to sleep. Away with this, not just the humming of Mita, but also that low chanting just follows you into your dreams. And then it's underlaid by this deep rumbling, almost like an earthquake, as if stones are gently tumbling over each other. But the pitch alters with the sound of Mita's voice and that chanting from the temple. And then strange words seem to overlay now that rumbling and the chant and the humming of Mita and Ioe, or Mita and Nemu, I'm sorry. Almost as if it is a song that was meant to all work together. The darkness of sleep fades away to a very familiar sight of your desert. And the ancient stones and partial ruins that you practically grew up in. A familiar being with alabaster skin that reflects the moonlight is sitting on his knees in the sand. You know, I followed you for a long time, young one, in these halls below. There have been many who have studied over the years, but no one really understood what they were doing. You, though, and he just kind of tilts his head and studies you, looking you up and down from head to toe to tail. You have figured out the runes, at least a few. And he closes his eyes and begins to continue humming where he had left off. And you realize that rumbling sound of those stones tumbling over each other is coming from him.
I don't recognize this figure, do I?
You do. From the Song of Shallows.
Oh. You're gonna have to remind me who that was.
So during the event at Sarentor, when Mita had done the song and all of the everything had faded to the red mist and the lights, he had appeared at the very, very end as the flames faded, stepping out of a building. And
oh, this was Onyx.
Yeah, this is Onyx.
Person. Okay.
Yeah. So this is completely interactable. You are there. You can feel the sand beneath your feet and it moving as your tail moves back and forth with the beat itself.
So he was humming the rest of the song that I heard, that Mita was trying to complete.
You still hear the humming of Mita and Nemu. This seems to accompany it as if it was meant to be together. And he's just kind of like sitting on his knees with his back straight in a very relaxed position for a warrior of Doll's kind, humming this song, and every so often accompanying it with words.
What is the meaning of this? that song?
He opens his eyes a bit. Well, for us, it's a song of knowing. It echoes through the stone. And long ago, when there were more of us, we would communicate over distances to each other with the song. Just to touch the presence of others. It was carried over from our original homeland. Honestly, I thought I had forgotten it until tonight. But of course, there's no one to answer now.
It is a song of the Vareki?
In a way, it's more the song of the Earth Ganassi, the plane of Earth. Plane of land? The plane of stone? I don't know what you would refer to it as. Are you aware of such a thing?
Would I be?
You can roll history.
History, you say?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Okay. I mean, obviously there's...
It's a 9.
Yeah, obviously there are, like, greater theories that there are overlaying planes of existence, and being that, obviously, like, a whole freaking portal opened up to a different planet, it's becoming less and less an existential theory than more of one that they just can't prove yet. Though you're not aware of, like, any specific planes. Oh, and you've visited other planes by now, too. So you've been to the Shallows, you've been to the Shatter, you've been to the Plane of Balance, you've been to, and you know that Zane is from a different plane than that. So theoretically...
It's more like, it's a revelation. It's more like, huh, you too?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Are you the last of the Vareki?
You are.
Well, that's not pressure at it. Yeah.
I think I told you before that the way of the Vareki as it was needed to end.
Is that what I saw? The death.
One of them. Yes. Many of the Vareki turned from what would you consider those that protect others and are always there to knights. We were knights of the people. They turned from that and killed the people that they were supposed to protect. Everything was broken then, and I feel that the way that the Vareki were at that time is not meant for what Avenvon is today.
Could you show me what they were like?
It does feel like a time for sharing, doesn't it? And as he stands, you feel as well as hear the song diminish. Either the song has come to a completion, or you've lost whatever connection it was that you had to Mita and Nimu. He holds out his hands in front of him. And as he does, the etched runes on his alabaster skin light up and begin to glow. And as his hands lift, a very small matrix, bigger than about this, begins forming and twisting into reality. And as he's just kind of looking at it, doesn't take him long. You watch these runes spin around each other, and then all of a sudden, It's like a magnet. They stick together and it all solidifies in this little metal matrix, drops into his hand. And he just kind of hands it out to you. Take.
I'm just going to like slowly approach and then just...
Yeah, it is there. It is solid. It is weird. However, it does remind you in a way of the artifact that the Tabaxi had been after. Tabaxi.
The traitor Savell.
Yeah. Well, that should at least give you a little bit more information about what happened, and maybe also some knowledge of what not to repeat.
So, the real question is, who are you? If I'm the last of the Vareki, are you dead?
I'm not sure, actually. I was kind of stuck in a strange state within the Vareki halls. I was able to watch. I was able to hear and see, but not interact. And then you all did something in this wondrous place. And he looks around, he's like, no, not at this wondrous place, at the place that you are now, wherever that thing is. And I could be released. But my time in the Vareki is far, far gone. I am a ghost, not in the ethereal way, but in the way that I don't belong anymore. I don't know how to get back home, but don't feel that this is a place for me anymore. Does that make sense?
Is the plane of where you come from your home?
Yes.
Or is here?
The original plane of stone would be my true home. I don't know. It's been so long. I don't even know if I would be part of it there. Either way, there's this thing going on in the pit of fire. So I am going to go find out what that is. There's something stirring there. I don't know if you've been there. It's a fucking gas. Literally. Don't recommend it. However, I think I'm gonna go check that out.
Did you want me to follow you?
Not yet. But if you make your way to Cindercrest, give me a call.
And
maybe I'll still be there.
How would I do that?
Ask the mountain.
Very helpful information, thank you.
The song, just call out for me, but just do it through the rock.
I'm guessing the similar way I just did just now.
Yes. Just like that. Better.
Well, what now?
Rest, I suppose. I am going to be on my way. Be careful, enjoy your time, and learn a lot. And just be better than we were. I will see you soon. And as he begins to step, you see the same rune that you are very familiar with, though these are more etched around his feet and ankles, begin to light up. And he just kind of turns back around. Oh, by the way, I didn't tell you this last time, but he lives. And he begins skating away into the moonset.
I feel like Yahweh would immediately wake up as he said that.
Okay.
Like, if it was like the middle of the night or whatever.
Yeah, it would be the middle of the night. It is very, very, very dark out. To a point where you know that the moon is shining in the Wrecky Sands, but there is a storm brewing here, as it does here in Mazend. It is pitch black out, and you don't hear anybody singing or humming right now, or playing music. As it seems, at least half of the pair has gone to sleep. I'll come back. Jax, you have had this amazing, wonderful experience within the sea, within this ocean. Now it's strange because technically you were in a mountain and then you went through a door and then you were within the ocean and then you were in another room and then you were back in the ocean again. Very strange, however, an incredible experience. So you fall asleep with these just feelings of exuberation and also being back with your new family and your party, your friends, quite a bit at peace. So you fall asleep to this music and it kind of follows you within, lulling you to sleep. And as the darkness of sleep fades into your dreams, you find yourself crouched down, trying to remain as quiet as possible within a massive forest of mushrooms. You hear the slow, steady breathing of another right next to you. You glance over to see who you know is your sister, digging her fingertips into the dirt right next to the stalk of the mushroom tree that you're next to. She just kind of looks up at you. Try again. You might hear it this time. As she just digs her fingers in. And she's talking very, very quietly, as if there might be something around that would be able to overhear you. She just kind of like gestures to the ground. Dig your fingers in, brother.
Alright, I'm gonna dig my fingers in.
Dig your fingers in and close your eyes, hoping that this time will be it. You're gonna hear it this time. You're gonna feel it. There's no way that she can do something better than you. And it has been 2 years now that she has been able to do this and you can't. You're starting to think that she's making it all up just to be better at something. Nothing. There is nothing. She looks over to you and you hear her laugh. Stop thinking, brother. It's not that serious. Just, relax. Knowing that that's not something you do well. She just kind of laughs to you as quietly as she can. Her laughter calms you a little bit and breaks up that perfection that you're always trying to aim for. And ever so faintly, you hear strange sound. It's almost as if a tuning fork is up against the tips of your fingers. The sound echoes through you and becomes audible. It's almost metallic, like fine wires hit with electrical currents or even drops of rain. It ebbs and flows, higher and lower pitches joining and fading out, but always a constant flow like the song of a calm creek. You have finally, and it's not a lie, tapped into the sound of the Myconid forest. Anastasia looks at you. Finally! I knew I wasn't the only one.
Are the mushrooms singing?
I've been telling you for 2 years. You didn't believe me. See? It's actually here. Isn't it fantastic?
I've never heard anything like it before.
So wonderful. If you listen closely, it will tell you when something is coming. Roll perception.
An 8.
An 8. It's strange. She lifts out one of her hands as your fingers are still dug in to gesture towards you, and you can hear the change of the tone as she loses part of her connection to it. So as she sinks her fingers back in, it kind of reconnects, and it's almost as if you feel this greater kinship to it. But you're not hearing any sounds further out. You'll get there. I know you will. You're better at everything, so this will come to you, I promise.
I have to be. I don't have that option.
How so?
You know what's expected of me. I have to succeed.
And you will. That is why I wanted you to do this. Can you imagine what you could use with this? Knowing you'll be able to connect with any forest here at all. And then, you'll be the greatest mastermind of all. You'll be able to hear anything coming from anywhere.
It'll save many lives. And it's all thanks to you and not giving up on me.
Of course. I wasn't the firstborn, so I don't have that option, do I?
I'm gonna just push her over.
As she gets pushed out of the dirt, one of your hands still sinking in, and you feel this discord as something is torn from the song. And she jumps up and starts wiping the dirt from her hands, and she looks down at her hunting leathers and then tackles you and starts wiping the dirt all over your face. As y'all are tumbling around, as, siblings do, she suddenly looks at you, and her face slowly begins to age from the teenager in the memory to the adult that you have seen recently. We've tried to recreate so many important moments to reach you. Should have known this would be the one.
I thought I wrote it down. What's her name again?
Anastasia. A-N-A.
Yep, there it is.
Okay.
Yep, I got it.
Well, you were the one who never gave up on me.
And the great tactician was born right here.
It seems your due diligence has reached me once again.
You truly don't remember anything.
I wish I could.
Maybe this one was just such an early memory that it couldn't be changed. Well, she stands up, knowing that wherever you are now, the danger is not imminent, as it was in your memory itself. Everything changed for you after this. It took you days to connect with the forests. You are our youngest tactician.
Who am I?
You're Jason. I-N. Yeah, he was halfway to Jason.
Jason.
You almost made it.
He be Jackson.
Yeah, he Jackson. We played out here quite a bit. Though it's a little bit dangerous. Of course, that never stopped us.
What happened to me?
I don't know. You had a mission. You were supposed to go do some kind of reconnaissance. I am not aware of it because it was out of my purview. But you were supposed to find some kind of information on some person. But I do have a missive for you, in case this was to work. And she hands over a small fruit. And it's about the size of a grape, but vibrant orange. Not now, because if you're dreaming, you may not remember it all, but when you awake, eat it. I'm going to assume you don't remember how that works, but we're hoping it helps. So you were sent on a reconnaissance mission to, I don't know, you were supposed to infiltrate some people and, you know, we're the ever forming, so we could do whatever we want technically, but we're supposed to find out exactly what was going on with these people who were trying to bring back the orders. I don't know. That is, I'm a soldier, Jason. I don't know.
Well,
but that's supposed to explain some things.
it definitely fills in a few gaps. And you're more than a soldier.
Well, I like to think so.
I don't know how we keep talking like this, but I'm hoping one day that it's not, that I can see you again in person.
One day. You can't stay gone forever. Though they don't think it's safe for you to return right now.
Where are you if I do get given permission to return one day?
Well, technically, we are home right now. We're in the Fae. But the missive might tell you the direct location of staging. I can't tell you, I'm sorry.
It's alright. I understand how orders go. Don't know how I understand, but I understand.
Well, we really miss you. And they're gonna fuck it up, Jason.
Who is?
Well, you know, the military, of course, the other general. He just wants to come in and kill everybody. And it's not happening yet, obviously. But things have been changing here, and we think it's in direct, we think Evan Vaughn has something to do with it, and there's quite a few people who just want to have it gone.
can't take out a whole place.
Well, maybe not
That
a whole
just
place.
ain't right.
But, just the people that are causing trouble and anything that gets in the way of that. It's not happening. I'm just saying. It is. We need you back whenever you can. Sooner is better. So, whatever's wrong with your brain, maybe a tinkerer can help. I don't know how brains work either, but it's a possibility.
Well, maybe I just need to find more places that I can connect to, Maybe it'll fill in the gaps.
Maybe. I just want to show you one thing before you have to go. And she kind of takes you and just runs her hand over your eyes, and the memory of your childhood of the Myconid forest fades, and you now see many of the forest has now withered and crumbled on itself. There's a few of them standing, but there's these beautiful sunflower-like jellyfish that are just kind of floating around in the area, not having any place to land, as the dirt itself doesn't seem to be able to sustain them. And she kind of pulls you in close and crouches you down, and now begins to whisper again. This is what it looks like now. The Myconids themselves are very angry, and they're kind of big, and they've been making it known. So, this is what I'm saying when I say that whatever is going on at Avonvon is affecting this place. I'm pretty sure this place had been standing for, a few thousand years at least. It's not anymore.
I'm not sure how to process that. But maybe as I learn more, it'll make sense.
Good. I hope so. Because I don't really want to kill all your new friends.
Yeah.
Though it would be kind of fun to go to Avonvon, just not like that,
Yeah, I mean... That... What? You're not killing anybody.
Oh, I wasn't saying like literally, just figuratively, like as a people's, as a place, as an invasion force. I
don't know if she knows how figuratively works.
She's not very bright. She's not. She did not get the brains of the bunch. She's a darling, but she's just not very bright. Anyway, I hope this helps. Just, try to remember these moments. Maybe there's more from your childhood that you'll remember, and it'll just build on itself. Perhaps. I mean, this was quite a while ago. You're getting a little old.
Yeah. I guess gaps in time will do that.
Well, Jason, I have to go.
Till next time.
Be safe. Please.
You too.
Love you, brother.
Love you too.
She just kind of like hops up and starts like skipping off. Like she just won a battle. And, the darkness of night of your dreams fades back in as the smell of the rotting mushrooms flows over you. You can also decide to immediately wake if you wish.
I think all I really want to do is to, like, without fully waking, just grab onto my, oh, come on, brain. The ball. What's it called again?
The missive?
Not the missive. The
Oh, the memory. The memory ball. Your possibility.
Yeah. Possibility. That's what I was thinking of. I want to grab onto my possibility, just hold it like tighter than I've ever held on to anything in my life.
As you grab onto it within your sleep, obviously you wouldn't see this, but it has this faint, and it's not as it has been before where it's erratic light flickering. It's just this beautiful pulse as if it's absorbing a new memory. Solely. I know. A candle sits on the table in front of you. A doll with bright pink hair in your hand. The flame leaps off the candle and onto the table itself to dance with the doll as you bounce them back and forth. You're young, 3. And you look up and your mom's leaving again for a grown-up thing in the woods.
Oh.
She stops gathering her bag of magic stuff and slams her hand down on the table, snuffing the flame out. Her face quickly changes from frustration to a beautiful, feigned motherly excitement. Guess what, Soli?
What?
You get to come.
Wait, really?
Yes. So you excitedly jump up from playing and you grab your doll and you go and get your own little bag of magic stuff. Really just pretty things that you found out by the creek. Maybe like some cool sticks and some beautiful stones and, maybe a fish scale that's shiny. But you wanted to show Mom that you could do magic stuff like her too.
Yeah.
And you deserved to go out there with her. So you gather everything up, she gathers hers, and you begin walking through the woods. And the walk is full of 3-year-olds wise and your mother's inconsequential answers. You are asking why is the forest so dark when there's a full moon out? Why are the stars so bright when you can barely see them from here? But then there's a gap and then I can see them there. Why is that? Just tons and tons of questions of these just innocent things that happen in a brain of a 3-year-old. And as you begin getting deeper and deeper into the forest, begin to hear the song. Soli now knows this song. 3-year-old Soli has no idea what is about to happen.
Yeah.
You, within this mind, are trying to fight against the excitement and the anticipation of all of the magic stuff that Mom does in the woods. And the song begins to grow louder and louder the deeper in you go. You start skipping and dancing and twirling. And it's now echoing through the forest. And suddenly, in the way that dreams do, you skip forward in time. And you're dancing, and everybody around you is singing. And there's this low drum of that tone. You know what this does. Young Soli begins to giggle as a group of people step in a little bit closer to surround her and begin a chant. Feel the tingling on your skin. And then your vision shifts again, now separate from 3-year-old Soli. And you're watching yourself stumble through feely fields, lost, choking on sobs, calling for your mother, as the bright sun is beating down on you. However, you see it differently now. The memory is so vague, and this seems so real. You for sure did not remember Pyth being there. So now, as you watch yourself, you see him, barely a wisp, as it is incredibly hard for them to make any kind of appearance on Avonvon. But watching you the entire time, with concern and fear etched on his face. As the time flows forward quickly, and you're watching yourself and this unseen guardian that you've had, familiar warmth settles in next to you. I was going to find a way to lead you to safety the next day, Pyth says. But you didn't need me. You needed them. And he gestures over, and time has now sped forward through the night. And you got to watch Pyth wrap himself around very baby Soli. And the next morning, your new family arrive and find you. Those are the ones that you needed then.
Yeah.
You weren't always alone. I just couldn't fully be there.
I never knew they were protecting me. It was a dark memory. Something I don't really wish to relive, but I guess it's good to see that somebody was with me.
I don't know why we're here.
I don't know either.
I'm going to assume it has something to do with where you are and what you're doing.
Yeah. I think...
But...
Yeah.
Then, and he just points to your mother. I don't think I could have found a better person to watch for you, no matter how hard I tried.
You're perfect.
I think so too. So any theories on why we're here? And I don't know, you didn't come see me.
I don't know. Could it be Mita is trying to make a song? I don't know. Maybe some sort of spell or something.
Is she the hedge that you told me about?
Yes.
Oh dear. Well, you have... Yes. Your birth mother was unfortunately playing with magics that should not have been played with, though of course it didn't matter in the end because Fenovus ended up using them anyway. But carry that song back to Mita.
Okay.
Maybe she'll help you find a good purpose for that dark memory.
I hope so too. Thank you for being with me, Pyth.
Of course. Hopefully soon, we won't have to be separated like this.
Yeah. Hope that won't happen again.
I do too. Safe out there, Soli.
I will.
She immediately leaves.
I know.
With the camera dying.
Yeah.
It's fine. Like I think it has something to do with my cable because my phone literally disconnected. Like my picture thing came back up and was like, "Hey, what would you like to do with your photos?" I'm like, "Nothing," because you've been connected this whole time. So Pyth's warmth envelops you in totality and just takes you off into this peaceful, beautiful dream of the floating islands that have the crystals that hang down from them in Malar. Unlike many others, you are at least left with a feeling of peace and purpose for what you had your dream for. Nemu. You work for another 2.5, 3 hours with Mita. You were beyond exhausted before you got there. And after trying to follow her scattered thoughts, you notice that she gets quieter and quieter as the exhaustion is finally starting to hit her as well. You guide her to a place of rest and curl up on the soft, cushy vines and soft leaves of the vines that Jax had left for you. You instantly fall into a deep sleep. And you hear a little voice. You sound funny. Nima laughs as you both wander around the ruin that the sands had left behind during the last storm. You are back home, or close to it at least. But you've been practicing the language that Mr. Chusk is trying to teach you, and he has been kind enough to spend most of his spare time teaching such a young, avid, child who wants to be educated in all things archaeological and ancient for some odd reason. So he does kind of look at you in strange ways sometimes, trying to figure out why this is your thing. Your sister, however, is not impressed. But right now he's off working with your parents in the ruins close by, and of course you get babysitting duty. You both kind of wander around in an area, Nima kicking at random things. It's roaring here.
What did you mean I sound funny?
Sound funny? The words that are coming out. Funny.
What do you mean? What words?
You were practicing Draconic.
I figured. Yeah.
She was like, she goes.
I can't make that sound with the beak. I try, but it doesn't come out that way.
You need more spit.
I think I need a snoot.
Snoot.
A dragon one.
She's kind of like snoot, snoot, snoot as she walks around, like kicking at little rocks and stuff that's around the area.
There's all sorts of magical stuff out here.
Roaring.
I mean, what would be exciting for you?
Hunt. The big
Hunt.
shiny bugs. For my collection. Probably.
Do I see any big shiny bugs around?
Do an investigation check.
No, I don't. I do not see any bugs anywhere. I don't see anything.
You don't see anything? So being young Nemu, you are very distracted with these ruins that were not known before just a day and a half ago. The storm had washed through, moving many of the dunes across the sands here. And so you're kind of like, yeah, we'll look for bugs, as you're looking at all of the ruins and trying to map it out in your head what it is. Maybe even you have one of your notebooks open, trying to sketch out what it would have been. So she kind of stutter flies to the top of a stone, what may have been a wall or even just a pillar, you're not really sure, looking around for one of her shiny bugs. And you hear her cry out from it there, "Shiny!" And she darts behind one of the crumble walls, out of sight.
I'm gonna run over there. Wait for me!
So as you run around or fly around and you spot her, she has something in her hand and she just throws it across wherever this is. and it hits the sand, and you hear it clink against something else. It's a broing thing. Lots of them. And she kind of like looks around at her feet.
What are they?
So you walk over and realize that the things that she thought were big shiny beetles are pieces of some kind of lacquered, what your parents call story stones. And whatever it was huge. But this is exactly the type of thing that is not boring.
Here, help me put it back together.
No.
Oh, okay. Why not?
I'm gonna hunt shiny bugs.
But this isn't boring.
She just kind of like rolls her eyes dramatically and like stomps off. It's boring.
Well, I'm gonna take a look at it. Your help would be appreciated. It could be a language I don't understand.
That's all you need.
I don't think you know how language works.
So she begins like looking under all of the little pieces that she can find and tossing them your direction, not gently, as she's looking for more of the beetles. Eventually your parents will come around to check on you, and they notice what you have found. You have already started piecing it together. Do an intelligence check for me.
Okay. $16?
16?
Yep.
Many of the stones are much too large for you to move, and it takes your parents as well as Mr. Chusk to help move them around and start piecing them together. It takes quite a while, but as the stones begin to get pieced together, you start getting a bigger image, of course as a child with a larger imagination, of what the story the stone is trying to tell. At some point, this stone probably free stood at least 8 foot tall and 5 foot wide. And it was beautifully painted and then lacquered over. As beautiful as it is frightening. There is a massive creature of fire that is boiling out of the center of this story stone. And it is surrounded by burning buildings and people fleeing, dying, and a group of beings trying to fight it, a weave of symbols in front of them. The picture begins to almost shift in your vision as the creature's limbs, contorted in a strange way, shoot out and streams of flames pour from it, burning more and more people that are trying to run. Its body, this lava you can almost hear bubbling, and stone forming around the outside, the cracking of it. Its horns curl back from a pointed face, its deep eyes burning embers, and they seem to look into your direction. Nima suddenly flies right into your face and stands on the stone. I got one! It's huge, Nimu! And she holds out this beetle with her 2 tiny hands, and this thing is massive, and it is a shiny, deep, dark purple, and its little legs are twitching as she's holding it out to you in your face. And you're still just looking down at this image, and a low growl echoes from it. Nima shoots up, beetle in hands. I didn't like it.
Why not? It is kind of creepy. Super creepy.
Scary.
Scary?
Mm-hmm.
Why is it scary?
growled.
Do you know anything about this picture?
No. And she flies over next to you, and you get the idea that something has shifted. That as she flies next to you and you look back down, you are now peering down on yourself in the memory. And you can hear your parents talking about this story stone and Mr. Chusk writing notes and trying to write down many of the words that had been written around it, that broken up and chipped off, trying to figure out what they are. Time kind of shifts in a strange way. It was scary.
Can I investigate it more? I just want to know. I don't know. I just want to look at it and look at the detail of it and just see if it. I don't know.
Okay. So.
Just curious.
Do a history intelligence check.
Ooh, 22.
Damn. 22. As you peer over your own shoulder and glance over at the notes that Mr. Chusk is writing and listening to what your parents are talking about, you see Nima in the past, kind of over to the side, walking her little beetle through the sand and blocking it in with some stones, completely disinterested in what is going on. But Nima now is just kind of hovering near you. Something you immediately realize is that your parents had it wrong. This was supposed to be what they thought as a depiction of what we would consider hell rising from below. Something that the ancients believed in. That there was this dark place that you went to if you weren't good, and very heaven and hell type thing was their understanding of what the religions were. But you know differently now. Not only have that you don't believe the ancients thought that hell was even a thing, but you know what the Shallows are, and got the impression that those people should have the opportunity to do many, many, many things. And if there is a purgatory, it is not that. You're trying to read the Draconic in Mr. Chusk's journal. And with your history of the runes and the weave, you're able to piece together quite a bit that he wasn't. They called this the Devourer. And it wasn't that people were sent there for torture. It's that the people brought it here and then were tortured for their choice. The place that you see this depiction at looks vaguely familiar to a place in the map you saw in the seat of spirit. No, the seat of mind. And Amrosi's seat here within the temple. This could very easily be Cindercrest as it was being destroyed. And of course, the beings trying to stop it would have been probably the Spectrals, being the only ones who would be able to weave that kind of magic.
Did anything feel different when it got put back together? No.
It was more kind of imbued with like a living story versus any kind of evil magic.
Hmm.
Nima flies over to you.
I'm just trying to decide what to do with it.
It's just knowledge. Nothing you have to technically do with it.
Can we just leave this thing? I'll help you search for beetles while we're out here. We're just gonna kind of leave this thing alone. I get a bad vibe from it.
She watches herself play with the beetle, and in her hand, she has that same beetle. You fixed it. It's scary here too, Nemo. And you fixed it here?
Scary where?
In dark.
Wait, what'd I fix?
The scary stone.
Oh, by putting it back together? So I have to put the dark place back together? Like, complete it somehow, maybe?
Maybe it's like puzzles. Scary. Thank you.
Well, I shall venture to do just that, somehow. But I'll need your help.
She just kind of gives like a little smile, and she holds out her beetle for you to take.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. Oh, thank you for that. You know what though? Not really. I think it's best served for you. I think you need the energy.
It's the biggest I found. I don't have my collection. So you take.
If I put it in my bag, it's gonna die though. What do you mean?
It just eats everything.
You said.
It eats everything.
It eats everything. If I put it in my bag, it'll eat everything in my bag.
Well, then feed it. Everything.
Okay.
I got to go.
Okay, I'll put it in my bag. It's gonna eat all my stuff. Oh no.
So you kind of like reach back and realize that your bag isn't with you.
Oh no.
But she rushes over and like tackles you with a hug. I'll see you soon.
Okay, I'll see you soon.
Okay.
Be safe. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Alright. Bye. I think. I don't know what I'm doing here. Bye.
Her face kind of drops, and you know that fear/sadness as your mind fades back into the darkness of dreams. And that's it for that setup. We will anybody needs a break, and then we'll come right back because Eoway jerked right out of sleep. I'm gonna get some water. I'll be right back.
Water time.
Water time. Lore dump commits.
Questioning everything, lore dump for Yahweh.
Questioning everything?
Yep.
Was there any answers I can glean for you?
No, this is purely as my character.
Oh, okay. Nice. Existential crisis.
Commence.
Mm-hmm. I may send Dorus his dream. That way, have his response. Yeah. Fetal abuse. Yeah, the questions were never ending. You're right. You're right, Chaotix.
I love that so much.
Yeah.
That was so cool.
She can't hear you.
Remember that stuff?
Yeah, bro.
Dude, I love that stuff still.
Yeah.
Stinks.
Yeah.
I love the smell. I like the smell of Windex. That shit stinks. You're wrong.
Well, I love the smell of Windex too.
Okay. Okay.
Watching Jax's dream, I feel like we all need to have a knife under our pillows and going to sleep now.
Yeah.
Yeah, his sister she just kind of tells things the way they are. Fortunately. But that's okay. I was excited for you guys to meet Dorus's mom. I'm like, God damn it. So, I like have all this stuff. I was thinking. So sad. So, yes, Chaotix, you would be 100% right. 3-year-old Soli did nothing but ask questions straight for over an hour.
Yeah.
While she was walked through the forest.
Hosanna is ridiculous with like it's so weird how like Trinity was really quiet and like she spoke when she wanted to speak, but Hosanna, she doesn't know what silence is, like almost to the point where it's so freaking comical of how much it's just it's like, do you like what gear is your brain running at? Because it's just oh my gosh, like we're going on vacation, we're driving, it's like a 2.5 hour car ride. We thought, oh, everyone would take a nap, but she's just like, this time I had a dream and there was squirrels and the squirrels were climbing up a tower, and the tower there was a movie, and then in the movie and then I saw this one thing, and then there it's just like, oh my gosh, just just stop. Just
I
stop
can't tell
talking,
you when it stops
please.
because Ari is 9 and still does it.
This is when you learn about a thing called the quiet game.
Dude,
It doesn't
we've
work.
tried. No, it doesn't. Not with the kids that they don't have that voice that says, "Hey, don't talk."
Even when we do school, I have learned that if something pops in her head, we have to get it out. It has to come out in its entirety before we can move on. Otherwise, it loops in her head. And I'm like, dude. Okay. Okay. Yeah, back to math. Okay. Yeah, so I would say at about 8, it stopped being disruptive. And was more constructive. So you have that to look forward to.
Oh yeah. Well, like one benefit we did find, like a loophole, was like when she is in her movements, we'll be like, hey, maybe instead of reading a book tonight, do you want to tell your own story? And it is just absolutely freaking hysterical what story she comes up with.
I bet.
But that way she feels like she can get her story out. But yeah, it's, oh my gosh.
So fun.
Yeah, these are the times we're gonna look back on one day and be like, oh, I miss those days. But right now it's like, oh my gosh, just please stop talking for a little bit.
Please, just a break. Like, you can't watch movies. You can't sit down and have a quiet meal. There's nothing, like, nothing exists without interruption. I get it. Okay. So, anyway, you snap awake. And as soon as you wake up, you still have that matrix within your hand.
Knowing Vereki artifacts slightly, do I know how to, like, activate it?
Absolutely. It is as easy as pressing play. Though you don't know if anybody else could do it. It's like, it's like DNA imprinted almost, to where it is just for you. So you just gotta hit play. So you hit the button, and the matrix itself stays solid in your hand. The runes erupt into this globe, and you can still faintly see the runes flowing around it as they seem to be creating the image within. It is a truncated history of what had happened. You see, and it's the colors aren't quite right, and it's you know, like when you remember things, it's not always 100%, and that's kind of what this looks like. It is the image of a memory, so it's not perfect, but you do get the idea of not just the history of the Vereki, but going all the way back to the history of the Genasi who found the Vereki order. They ended up, what you see very briefly is a group of them were travelers, and it's kind of like one of those moments, like super over dramatic, where like they're out looking, you know, and then they come upon an area, and it's like wavy, and there's little sparkles of light, and they're all going black and white film style, and you know, they call one of their friends over, and one of them comes over, and they're able to activate some kind of magic similar to runes, but not what you know of them now. And like the wavering solidifies, and it's this portal that opens, and they walk through it, you know, with like their little explorer hats on, and they're trudging through, and they open up onto what you know was Avenvon in the days of the first ones. And so you see him trudging through and meeting people and interacting with the peoples of this world, and they are elven and human and everything in between that you know isn't here anymore. They kind of left. And then you see them, like, more of the Genasi, not just the Earth Genasi themselves, but others kind of follow along, getting as different areas kind of open up and connect to other realms. But of course, you follow the story of the Vareki. You find them meeting some of these peoples, and they're interested in their martial prowess and the mastering of their runes. They're very, very fascinated with how the runes on their skin work. And they end up finding out that they can tattoo them and manipulate these magics. But you kind of see those people grouped and thrown out as they are they're twisting the magic into a place that it doesn't belong. So, but you get the idea that there's still somewhere out there, you know, you have like that cutscene of the great foe off in the background that, you know, they're using the magic to do all of these evil things. And then you come back to the Vareki, and they're truly teaching people how to form the runes. And it is very rare that anybody actually ends up in their ranks from what you see of them defending themselves or defending the people on Avenvon from, you know, the great creatures of the planet that used to roam it, or others who had found these portals and were trying to fight their way through and overthrow whatever was there at the time. They were almost the paladins of the first of the time of the first ones. You see the meeting of the spectrals and the leaders of the orders coming together and having conversations. You see kind of like a democratic process in a Senate where one side is arguing and the other side is arguing, and you understand that it is the decision of what they're going to do about power, about the structure of the arcane energy on Avenvon. And there is a group of people, a minority unfortunately, who were satisfied with the way it was. They didn't feel that there was anything else that they needed. They just needed to expand on the knowledge that they had access to, and they hadn't reached that mastery yet. But of course there were those who wanted to cheat the system and get as much at once as possible power level, not understanding how any of their shit worked. Well, they won. And you see Onyx standing over with the minority, but the majority of the Vareki at this point in time were more than happy to gain more power, because they felt that if everybody else had it, they would need it too, to be able to protect them against whatever it was that their foes would then be able to do. The power within the Vareki shifted more and more and more to where there was not but maybe 5% of the Vareki left who truly believed in protecting the people. The idea came into place that not only could the spectrals and the anchors manipulate the powers that were available on Avenvon, but you could also steal powers from those that had greater than you. And all it cost was their life. And then you see the war that you had seen previously, where that group of Vareki had found that one of the, not the spectrals, but their gods, who the peoples truly prayed to, whereas the spectrals were more like the protectors, right? The leaders of the planet. One of them had found a way to bait their god down onto Avenvon, bringing them down to their power level, and were torturing them and trying to find out how to absorb that greater understanding and power. And the Vareki wanted it. And there were a lot of people who stood in their way. So they slaughtered them wholesale.
Well,
and then it ended. The anchors saw what was happening as many of their spectrals fell to the same fate that the gods had. A few of them fleeing, and the spectrals made the decision that they had to remove the power from Avonvon and consider it a failed experiment. Some of the Reki fled. Many of them died in the wars that were going on. And Onyx got left behind, stuck in a strange place between nowhere, as he didn't want to leave the halls that he had failed.
I'm just staring at this rock. I was like, well, that was fucked up.
Yeah. Did anybody else immediately pop out of sleep?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Iwe, you have a few hours before dawn. It is up to you what you decide to do at that time.
I think I'm just going to lay back into the leaves and not fall asleep, but I'm just thinking about Wayless.
Okay. You at least know that he has survived. What that looks like, you don't know, but he survived. So as you get lost in your thoughts of everything that you've learned, and still the song and the chant in this area echoes, and you almost hear that underlying rumbling of Onyx with it. The sun finally lightens the sky, and everyone slowly comes awake.
Was Maida awake all night, or did she sleep?
She would have eventually slept. She won't wake up quite as early as everybody, but she will wake up very, very soon.
I'm gonna check in my bag for my beetle.
As you wake up, you're met with the beetle kind of staring at you. It's perched on your beak.
Yeah. I'm not chicken.
It's just looking down at you.
Hello? What do you want?
Just kind of gently taps on your beak with its legs.
Okay. Are you hungry?
Backs up a little bit.
That was a silly question.
Dorus would also have something from his dreams. Jax, you awake, and you have the missive with you.
Is it something that I feel the need to try eating right away, or
that's completely up to you? It from what Anastasia said, it is a missive, probably not from your superior, but like another general who you were serving with. So it would probably just be information about what your mission was. So it's up to you whether or not you absorb the missive now or later. I will say, out of game, it is tied to Dorus.
Okay, so out of game, it probably should wait for him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And actually, I was going to wait anyways, because he's holding on to the feelings of a really good memory being with his sister, and coming off of the good memory of that, he doesn't want to get back into what orders were and being told what to do. He just wants to kind of revel in something good for once.
Okay.
And he knows his name.
Yeah, you do have your name. As you get up, with just like this feeling of you just feel lighter, like the answers are finally coming. You notice that your possibility, as it kind of like floats into your periphery, is just glowing peacefully. Which is a nice change. Solely, you awake. Strangely, with the doll from your childhood laying next to you.
Whoa.
And as you grab it, or touch it, just trying to see if it's really there, you hear Pyth. And he just kind of left you a little message. To help let go of the past. I figured you might want to burn this. I held on to it for you, just in case.
That's hilarious. I literally just said that right before she said it. Burn it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have that to do with what you will. Now everybody eventually comes together, right?
For sure. Yeah. I still trying to figure out what to do with this fucking beetle, though.
Yeah.
I just ask him to follow me.
Okay. Oh, he will follow you.
Okay.
Did we make a new friend?
Yeah.
Apparently, he eats a lot.
Where did you find it? I just look around to see if there's any more.
It was in my dream. I had a weird-ass dream last night, and then I ended up with a beetle. I was told it devours everything. That might be useful.
Oh.
Atomos starts snorting and stomping.
Hey, don't step on him.
He doesn't want him to eat his food.
That's Shelly. Yep.
Purple beetle is called Shelly?
Yeah, because it's got a purple shell.
Okay.
Kind of.
Okay.
There's sponsored track somehow.
Yeah.
It's got a hard shell around it. Carapace. I can't call him Carapacey.
Carapace.
Kara?
No. No, Shelly's good.
Shelly is a Nemu name.
Yep. We know how kids are. They always just name their shit like the simplest terms.
Yeah.
So
Moonstar.
as you all gather around, you hear a rustling in one of Mita's tents. And she has a handful of papers. And she just kind of like groggily comes over and sits down and places a large basket of dried fruits and nuts. Nothing fancy. So maybe some cheese and some bread. The bread will be stale. But she just starts munching and going through the pages. And we'll start humming again.
I'm going to approach her like, I think I know the rest of the song.
She stops immediately and looks up.
I've got a beetle.
Oh yes, I got part of a song too when I was younger. I can hum it out for you.
Her eyes are so wide and she's just looking at both of you.
I don't have a song, but I do have a gurgle or something.
What did you just say to me? Like, I imagine it's draconic.
Yeah. It probably was supposed to be like big here and it came out as fuck you.
Yeah.
Where did you learn that word?
Picked it up in my dream. Kind of weird.
So you have part of the song? How? How is that even possible? I've been working on this and working on this and working on this.
I heard it in my sleep.
Me too. My mom she sung it.
Well, let's get started. She just kind of like wipes crumbs off of her face, and she begins humming the main undertone of the Song of Transcendence. Has everybody eaten? Has everybody gotten some food in their bellies?
I would
just grab something. Yeah.
You would have fed Adamus?
Actually, if the song's not finished, I might know where to find the last part.
She stops again. She's like, wait, you have... What do you mean we can find the last part?
Well, living things kinda like to sing. So, I may be able to listen for what part's missing.
Okay. I'm gonna start. And then...
Maybe I'm just an idiot, but I don't understand any of this.
I thought you were supposed to be the music person.
Yeah,
Wait, but you guys got... I didn't get music in my dream, though. I got a beetle.
Oh.
Who is now happily eating all of the crumbs that were dropped and any pieces of food, as well as what Vita just sat down.
Don't get me wrong, I like Shelly and all. But, like, you guys can all complete the song.
Just...
Well, maybe we're helping write it, but we need a conduit to play it.
Yes.
Maybe that's you.
I don't know. I'll try, I guess.
Hey, Nemu. You can do it.
Goddamn right I can.
That's more like it.
And then I take it that my one listening to the ground will be... Is that something separate, or is that spell?
It's part of it. It's going to be part of it. So,
I'm going to go do that.
Awesome. I will say that the Myconid song would probably work here. So if you want to take a moment to tap into this area and get an idea for the cadence here, you are more than welcome to do that.
I feel like it just makes sense for the for it to work here, even if it burns it this early. That at least makes sense per where we're at.
All right, so you find a place to dig in as Mita begins humming, and she's just waking up, and it's a bunch of stutters and stops. Nemu, she kind of looks at you. Okay, I've got this. I need your help.
No problem. Let me know what you need me to do.
Everything that we were doing last night, and we're just going to add in what they have.
You want me to do the new parts or the old parts?
We are going to do the old parts because we were harmonizing and something was missing, and maybe they're the ones that were missing. Okay? So, we'll start adding it in as they start humming. Ready?
Sounds good.
Performance.
Oh god.
I don't think Yahweh's ever sung before.
Drum roll. Hey, not 20. 26.
Nice.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
And Mita rolled a natural 19.
As opposed to an unnatural 19?
No, plus whatever her stuff is. I have her character sheet. I just actually did it. So as you two begin playing and humming the basic music behind it, Jax, you tap in here. And sorry, I need you to roll a perception. No. Roll your special thing. What is it called? Your vibe check?
Vibe check?
I gave him a vibe
landlink
check.
meditation?
No. Check your character sheet. On the very, very bottom.
You added a stat called vibe check?
I did.
I love it.
think I did.
I don't see one.
Yeah, vibe check. Under survival.
Well, isn't that just insight?
Oh, okay, yeah, I see it. All right.
Yeah. So roll a vibe check for me.
All right. Physical dice or digital? Digital generally doesn't work for me.
Oh, you can do whatever.
Do physical.
I just knew there was something. I knew you had something specific for that.
A physical vibe check.
Do the opposite of what you think you want to do.
14.
Not bad. All right, Eoway and Sol Lee.
Yeah.
I need you two to do performance checks.
Okay.
Oh, this is gonna be horrible. I'm gonna love it.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
I rolled a 15, which is not bad.
Not bad at all. So Sol Lee immediately begins to hum this song of this, what she remembers from her childhood. And Mita picks up part of the notes immediately. Nemu, you're able to just fluidly bring in Sol Lee's music to alter and change this song. Jax, you begin to hear the cadence of where you are now. Eoway begins to rumble a few beats later, trying to match the pace of what's happening around him. And just as you begin finding that rhythm, Eoway, everything changes around you. Nemu and Mita seem lost in trying to find this beat, this cadence behind it. And you're in Phenovis.
The nervous humming continues.
The nervous humming continues. You look up, and Sol Lee, you realize that your notes have been taken away from you. They are now been integrated into everything that Nemu and Mita are doing. I need Eoway, Jax, and Sol Lee to make perception checks for me.
10.
4.
Whoa.
13.
13, guys.
Even physical dice hate me.
Yeah, it's okay. Everything hates me.
Everything hates me.
I gotta pull one thing up. I will say, here? Yes. Okay. Jax, this cadence suddenly changes. And you look up, and it's discordant, and it's almost painful to be attached to. You look up and realize that you're no longer on Avenvon, but you know the feel of this place. You have been here enough times now. Being in Phenovis is like just the shock, almost more than being splashed with cold water. The sudden change in the tune that you had been feeling. As you go to retreat or pull your hands up out of the soil, you realize that you hear the beat of something close. And whatever that something is, it is huge.
Oh, shit. Hey, guys.
Do we see each other?
You're still all like very close to each other.
We can still see like Mita and Nemu, right?
Yeah.
They're
having a
moment. Feel that.
I just immediately stop humming.
As soon as you stop humming and Jack says, does anybody else feel that? You kind of try and tune into the world around you. You don't hear it, but you feel it. Only because it is completely out of beat of what Nemu and Mita are doing currently. You look around trying to find where this is coming from. And behind the hill, just off in the distance, you see spikes raising up as something is walking behind it. And then suddenly stop. You kind of see them moving a little bit as if searching for something. And then it begins to crest the hill. You gain second barrier and aid.
Okay.
I think I might know a name for your song. It's called Fuck Around and Find Out.
That was pretty much what we just said the last time. Yeah.
So once we stop humming, what happens?
They're still going. So they have tuned into Soli's song, which apparently was the cadence of Fenovis.
I'm just going to like go over there and immediately shake Mita and Nemu.
Mita looks up. What? Oh. Wow.
Stop playing the song right now.
She grabs you, Nemu, and starts shaking you. Nemu! They did.
What?
You look around and you're in Fenovis.
I don't know if these people are friendly to animals.
Oh, this is wonderful. This is a...
I'm gonna get out my beetle and hold it in front of me.
Okay, yeah, his legs keep going. So his legs start kicking. Of course, EOA, Jax, and Soli are all looking over the hill, watching this massive creature crest up over, and you see now it's one of the Drig. It's been left behind to, grow, unchecked. So.
I mean, they're not plants.
What?
What do you mean they just left it behind to grow?
Well, they can feed
The
on whatever.
giant monster.
Yeah, weed?
Oh, pretty much.
Just left him by. Here's some grass seed. Grow, friends.
Oh, there was plenty of people left behind to feed on.
Funny.
I'm pretty sure there's still probably groups of people hidden within the mountains, and this is how you get, dark dwarves. So Mita is so excited, and of course sitting in her lap are pages and pages and pages, and she's going through them, and she's like furiously writing. I need EOA, Jax, and Soli to roll initiative.
Oh god. We're so dead.
19.
It's going to be great.
12.
Natural 1.
Oh.
For 5.
Oh no.
Had to roll that natural 1 sometime.
Nailed it.
The creature crests the hill, and of course, being the size it is moving quite quickly. Doesn't seem rushed. And as it gets a peek at everybody sitting here, strange quills start raising, and you see them begin to vibrate with excitement. So you have a single round to poke a hole in it, if you wish. Soli, you're first.
All right, Mita, what are we gonna do here?
I want to see where else we can go. This is incredible.
Have they not seen the monster yet?
Mita hasn't. No, absolutely not. She is so excited.
Oh, this is insane. I'm gonna cast Fireball at it.
Fireball, so it is a dex save?
Yes, dex 14.
14. Oh, that's a natural 3.
Fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, 27 fire damage.
Oh, roll initiative.
Okay.
New spell, sorry. 27?
Yep.
7 fire. in case you want to use your new spell. So as soon as this thing, its quills come up and start quivering, Soli, you kind of remember this, from the first time you were on Phronovis many moons ago now. You just launch this fireball at it. It splashes over it, singeing many of these quills off and, leaving some char behind. It did a thing. Jax.
He's pretty far away.
Yeah. I mean, I would say, what's max range? Usually 120 feet?
What I'm gonna do then is I will hold my turn until he's within 60 feet and then cast Fairy Fire on him.
Okay. Nimu. So as Mita is going through all of these pages frantically and writing down the part of Soli's song, you kind of look over and then you hear the whoosh of fire from Soli, and you follow that flame until it crashes into this giant drig.
So I'll kind of start, oh god, I'll be over there in a second. And I'll cast Aid. Which gives all three of you 5.
Should be 5 total.
Yeah. Maximum
+5
current
to
hit
max.
points increased by 5.
Nice.
Very nice.
For 8 hours apparently.
Damn.
How do you do that to the character sheets?
So when you click on your health, and that little tab pulls up at the bottom, it says max HP modifier.
When you just do that by 5?
Yeah.
How does that differ from temp?
Temp,
because-
temp can't stack.
Okay. Thank you.
And these can be healed too, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
That's another difference. With temp, once it's gone, right? This can be healed up to the max. Oh. Well, that's weird. Never seen that color magic before.
And it didn't explode.
And I didn't blow up.
I
just kind of like put my head down like I'm expecting something to happen.
Poor Nimu. You got shell shock.
Yeah, seriously.
Eoway.
Mita's still not paying attention, is she?
No.
Sorry, but not sorry. I just walk over there, gently slap her across the face. Like, Mita, get us the fuck out of here right now. And I turn her towards her to the monster.
Her excitement drops and her face just goes slack. I need your song. It's just I need your song.
Can I use whatever action I have just to start humming?
Yeah, absolutely. Roll another performance check. If it's lower than the other one, then we won't count it.
It was exact.
Okay.
No.
No.
That's a
Okay.
5.
Okay. So you pick back up where you left off, and she. Okay. I'll work. Yeah. Let's go. I'll yeah. And she's now scared. You have seen her scared before, and it is the same thing. All of her quills begin lifting and spreading out in protection, and she turns her back from the creature and protective stance. She looks over at Nimu.
Yep. What am I doing helping? I'm still helping. Songs.
Yep. We gotta play this one now.
Okay.
Okay. Quickly. Performance. Okay, Soli, The creature
Oh,
moves.
was that? Did I use all my actions during that?
You can have another action.
Okay. I just going to like pull out a simple dagger, chuck it at it. Is it too far away?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Never mind. I'll just hum.
Okay. You can hold your main action if you wish. So it gains 60 feet as it takes a few strides forward, and its quills raise, and it suddenly flips its back ever so slightly, and quills shoot in everybody's directions.
Oh my god.
Dex saves.
$19. Wait, no.
Ooh, 11.
22.
19.
16.
16, not bad.
Yeah.
Emu, as you begin to play, one of these quills shoots straight for you and pierces into your shoulder.
Oh.
It does 8 damage.
Ow!
Just as you begin playing, your arm suddenly goes numb.
I think I only need one arm to play this instrument.
Solely. 60 feet. Oh, Jax, you can do your thing.
Yes. Fairy fire.
Yep.
He has to make a dex saving throw.
17? No, 15, I'm
Pass.
sorry.
Passes.
Okay. Alright, so Soli, what you gonna do?
I will.
What you gonna do when they come for you?
They're coming.
Yeah.
And bonus.
I am going to do a whirlwind of fire at it.
Nice. Okay.
Yo.
That's a 2-hit.
Dex 14.
Oh, that's a 4 on the dice. It's all good.
Let's see here. It will do 7 fire damage.
Fire. The small bits of fire that were still left from your fireball suddenly swirl up and just begin shooting down on it. And it rears back and slams its feet on the ground. You feel the entire area around you vibrate as Mita and Nimu's song begins to pick up very, very quickly. He rolled a 24 on performance. And they're starting to somehow echo that rumbling of the rocks. Jax.
What's the weather like?
It's just cloudy. Like
So
dense
no-
clouds.
But they're not, so it's just basic clouds, not like storm clouds?
Right.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna put my hand into the ground and erupt the earth underneath it. I want to hit him with the edge of it, which would then make the 20 feet in front of him all difficult terrain. And I'm going to do it at a 4th level spell. So he needs to make a dex saving throw.
That's a 4 on the die. He has gotten
Alright.
a 3, a 4, and wait. No, that's a 5 on the die. He got a 4 last time. So he got a 3, 4, and a 5. He's getting better.
Alright. Well, he passed the first one.
Yeah,
but
he did pass the first one.
Let's cross our fingers for this. 37 damage.
Holy fuck!
Spicy.
Very
So,
spicy.
as he rears up and lands down and the earth begins to rumble, it continues to rumble, adding even more deep tones into Mita's and Nemu's music. And then it rumbles back out at him and bursts under his front legs, just tearing shreds into them. He is now limping. So he is definitely slowed. Yue. Nemu. So you will have second barrier. You'll have second barrier and aid.
I'm just gonna look up and shoot an arrow at this thing. As I'm trying to, I'm just gonna. Well, okay. Fuck, my arm's numb.
You can skip your turn and just say that you are more focused on trying to get everybody out of here before this creature gets to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay. So Nemu, you see, you hear his crossbow? Yeah, his little hand crossbow hit the ground as he tries to grab it with his numb arm and is not able to, but instead the music begins to pick up and
I'll focus on that, yeah.
You can now feel the music moving through you. EOA.
Do they need me to complete the song for them?
No. Once they have the thing, they literally like take it from you, and it's almost as if your voice is still there.
Okay, I am just going to turn huge, and I'm just going to stand in front of both of them, just block them from any attack that may come.
Okay. So as Mita and Nemu continue playing, that's the bottom of the round. The creature is trying to, now incredibly pissed, surge forward, thinking that it was an easy meal and just wanting to swallow everything in its path. As it begins to surge forward, it stumbles a little bit as its legs are incredibly shredded and the ground is just covered in rubble. And as it starts to get back up and you see its quills raise again to shoot, everything begins to change around you. The rubble underneath the creature begins to morph into these large, craggly stones. Some of them now these deep colored crystals. The light diffuses to where color seems muted, and you are completely surrounded by stone. Yue, you are still standing in front of everybody. And you watch the world shift. And it seems vaguely familiar. This might just be the plane of rock. There's a lot of rock, a lot of shiny stones. And as everything shifts around you, the song begins to mutate and become more peaceful, as if it's in tune with this area. The mountains of these strange stones and crystals are blurred in a strange way. And as you're looking around, waiting to see what is going to happen, this partially fused creature with the mountain steps out of it and looks down at you all, reaches back, grabs a piece of the mountain, and chucks it at you all. Dex saves.
Do they gain advantage if I give myself disadvantage? if I'm guarding them?
Yeah, they would have advantage.
14.
15.
Do I get disadvantage then?
Yeah, I would probably say you get disadvantage.
Okay, I got a 11.
An 11. Okay. Wrong button. Oh, that was shit. This stone. He just lobs your way as if it's nothing. Hurls, and you see it coming towards you. It breaks just in front of you. Luckily, because the thing may have crushed you. However, you still are hit with shards of it, and it does 9 damage. Those that rolled under 15 take 9 damage. Those that rolled over take half. As small shards, you still take 4 damage.
Well, yeah.
Begin piercing through everybody. Sully.
Oh my gosh. So we're still in Phenovis, right?
Nope.
No. We're in
Nope.
the Earth plane.
You're somewhere that nothing exists but rocks and stones and crystals of some kind.
Oh, okay. And the creature is still hurt.
Oh yeah, this is a different creature.
Oh yeah. Different. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he just kind of pulled himself out of the mountain. He's like, huh, intruders. Squish.
We're going on a planar not so joyride.
For real. Alright, let's see what I'll do here. Oh, wait. 7 does not hit, right?
A 7? No.
Yeah, no.
What did you try to toss at him?
I was trying to Scorch Ray at it. Scorch Ray.
Yeah, so he's not that far away from you. He's probably like 40 feet, as everything is just this rock. And this Scorching Ray, he's reaching back, and it just passes in front of his face.
Yeah.
You just hear like a rumbling growl come from him.
Oh my god.
See, Jax.
I am going to bring my hand up out of the ground now, and then just reach it up to the sky and call down lightning.
Oh, nice. Dex save again?
Yep.
13?
Miss. Eh, 8 damn.
8 damn. So as this creature is reaching backwards, lightning shoots down and arcs through its arm into the rock that is pulling from the mountain, shattering it. And it is pissed. Nemo. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm adding my new shit.
Was this thing like the size of the mountain?
It's a giant.
I thought when you were describing it like it was the mountain. I was like,
No,
what?
no. It's not that big. You just happen to stumble into an area that was owned by a mountain giant.
And how far away is it?
It's like 40 feet.
Okay.
So I'll just be like, oh, we're all getting hurt. Let's hurry this up, and I'll cast Mass Healing Word. So, everybody heals 7. And then I'll duck down again.
Very cool.
Oh, so good. Back to the song.
Very cool. Anyway.
I am just going to start distracting it, so I'm going to activate my sandy rune on the ground and just start sprinting towards it with my blades. And
Okay.
I'm going to try to take out its kneecaps.
Okay. Make an attack.
Okay. I rolled 2 16s.
Plus, yeah.
Plus 7.
Yeah.
23.
So you activate this rune and dart forward and begin slashing at this creature. Make a perception check for me. Anyway.
13. Hold on. Calculating damage. That will be 23 slashing damage in total. From 2 attacks.
Rush forward and begin slashing at this creature. And as bits and pieces of it begin falling away and hitting the ground, creates this reverberation, which of course it would, but that reverberation picks up into a song of communication. So, I'm
hearing things.
You're hearing things. So as Mita kind of just stops for a moment and looks around and sees the creature. Oh. This is interesting. Oh, we did it again. Okay, where to next?
Oh my gosh.
No, we just play music and things change.
It's the song of transcendence.
Right, back to the music.
All I recommend is not fire or water.
Let's get out of here before we get killed by that big thing throwing boulders or mountains at us.
Jax. You are the only one who hasn't offered a song so far.
Offered a song.
You've got 2 now in your repertoire.
I guess I'll use the one that I picked up from the area where we just were.
Okay. Cool.
I don't think I want to go to the mushroom place when I was told not to go there.
Aww. Myconids are so fun. They're one of my favorite creatures.
Yeah, but I was told not to, and I do follow orders.
So Mita just kind of like begins picking up the main part, like the main underlying tone of the song, and Jax, you're kind of like, I think we should go home, and you begin humming the cadence of Avenvon.
Can it kind of be like in Wolf of Wall Street when he's sitting there trying to get Leo DiCaprio to warm up, so he's doing that like chest beat, the
nice
as he's going.
Nice. So this creature moves forward. Of course, performance checks were stupid again. You got a 20 and Mita got an 18 on the die. So they quickly pick up the beat, and you can hear now Mita is like, yeah, a little bit lower since one of your arms is dead. She's like hitting the beat on the body of her ukulele, and the creature walks forward. No, it can't. You're in the way, EOA. It's going to try and grab you and then punch you. So contested rolls for grapple.
I do have a thing I can do, depending. I will activate some runes, and now he has to re-roll the thing.
Okay.
If I'm hit by the attack.
Okay, so the next roll is a 7.
Okay.
So he misses his grapple.
He rolled a natural 1 for the grapple.
Oh, okay. So, he rolled a natural 3. So he wins. So
2?
Yeah. He grapples you. But as his punch is coming in, you weave a few runes, and it kind of stutters as if you're not, it can't see you for a moment, and it's trying to figure out what's going on as these runes erupt around you. Missing the attack, it rolled really shit. Even grappled. However, even though it has you in its hand, you're still on the ground as you're practically the same size right now. The song of communication picks up, and it is very similar to what Onyx was singing, but this time it has a different identifier behind it. Solely, it's your turn.
Yes, I will focus again. Take a deep breath, and I will do fireball. So that's
right next to it.
Oh, you're
You are right next to it.
Oh my
I am literally grappled by it.
Oh my gosh. Well, in that case, I'll be more specific, and I'll do a magic missile at it.
Okay. Magic missiles always hit.
Yay. Let's see. So we have, let's see, level 3. So we 2 magic missiles, right? 3. Additional
Level 3 is
darts.
5?
3 darts. For
What level?
3rd level.
4.
How many? 4 darts.
It'll be 5.
I said
Magic
5.
Missile is a first level spell, right?
So 5,
Yes.
5d4.
5.
Okay. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Okay.
15.
Ouch.
Yeah, it's a big ouch.
So around you, EOA, you hear "Choo!" and these piercing missiles crash into this creature. We're almost done, guys, I promise. Crash into this creature, and stones explode, and you kind of turn your head as they pelt up against your scales. Jax.
With the size of this thing, am I able to hit it with lightning that's not going to affect EOA within 5 feet of the lightning bolt?
No.
Oh,
They're kind of attached right now.
Down, Jax.
Yeah.
Shoot down.
Sorry, buddy.
I can take a punch.
So he needs to make, or both of you need to make a dex saving throw.
Do I have disadvantage? Not with grapple, I don't think.
I don't think you do.
Well, that was shit
Ooh.
anyway.
That's an 18.
I
Alright.
got a 16.
Well, you both take half damage here then.
What was the damage?
19 damage.
Oh.
So halved is 9.
I think it's 10. You round up. Or do you round down?
DM's rules on that.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll say 10. That's fine.
Yeah.
Nimu, are you gonna concentrate on the song?
Yeah.
All right. Eoway. You hear the song of communication, and you get the feeling, or you hear within it somebody identifying themselves and asking who you are and what you're doing in the home of Grin.
Is this the giant speaking?
No.
Or do I just hear this through the earth?
You hear it through the earth.
This is
It is most likely an Earth Genasi that has felt you activating runes and is like, what are you doing there?
I don't know how to communicate properly.
Tail thumps.
SOS.
Yeah, do a performance check for me if you want to communicate who you are, what you're doing. It's like sign language, right? Like everything is truncated.
Yeah, I'm going to like do a combination of slapping the ground with my tail and slashing it.
Okay.
To like communicate my name.
Okay.
And I'm trying to leave.
Okay. Okay. So roll performance for me.
Oh, this is gonna go poorly.
It's gonna go great.
10.
A 10.
Completely average.
Yeah, you may or may not have gotten the what you're trying to do across. That's hilarious. Do you want to try and attack this creature?
That was a part of like my communication. So yes.
Okay. Okay, great. Perfect. So.
Yeah. Let's just do something.
Okay.
That is not going to hit with a 11. And then
no, it's not.
25.
25 will hit, yes.
And then I'm going to imbue that with fire.
Okay.
Ooh. So that will be... Where did it just go? That'll be 13 slashing, and then 8 fire. And then it needs to make a strength save, possibly. Yes.
It's strong. Not that strong. 12.
They fail.
They did fail.
Yes. I feel like this is like the third time
yeah, it is.
Ability
but it's
work.
so cool when they fail. And it's a giant.
So through the communication, I feel like they get a bit of infernal in there.
Yeah,
or the fire
maybe.
language.
Yeah.
As fiery chains erupt from the ground that I spark, like metal and stone, forms out of the sparks and wraps around this giant.
So cool.
And it's now restrained.
It is restrained. So as the sparks erupt and these chains lock in around this creature, it begins to it releases you to try and pull at these chains, and you can see some of the stone within it starting to melt just a tiny bit, not much. And you can feel the cadence between Mita and Nemu lock in, and the magic of whatever that it is that they're doing begin to kind of ebb and flow with you. And just as you begin, everything changes and morphs to back to the Temple of the First Ones, you get an answer, something along the lines of, how did you get here? We want to meet you. How do you know the runes? And then you're back at the Temple of the First One. So welcome back. That was a trip.
Yeah.
Multiple trips.
And as you come back, Mita and Nemu and Shelly are kind of hanging out. Shelly is kind of like, rocking back and forth to the music. And Nemu and Mita are just kind of peacefully winding down, blood kind of trickling down Nemu's arm.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm just looking at something for Nemu. And it takes a few moments for them to kind of slowly come out of the song and make their way back. We'll just say that Dorus got bit by a dragonfly and was out for the day. I don't know. Those little creatures are, a thing. So, you return, and as the music fades, Mita looks up at everybody, and rain begins to fall. She just kind of smiles and glances up into the storm. I wonder if we're gonna see any of the sprites.
That'd be cool.
Back to normal.
Nice to have you back, Mita. You kind of lost your shit there for a minute.
Yeah, I was worried.
Nemu, you're still injured, right?
My arm's still fucked up, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna run over to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me see.
And then I'm gonna cast wounds on your injury.
Wait.
Nice.
Thanks. I appreciate that. Much better.
9 healing.
Nice.
Can I get some of that too? You did strike me with lightning.
Yeah, I got you. Where does it hurt?
Everywhere.
All right.
I'll cast wounds on you as well. Cast wounds.
You cast
wounds.
Ooh,
You already did that.
9 healing
okay.
again.
I'm just going to run off to find Atmos because I'm sure he got freaked out by all that.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, so he found shelter in Mita's tent, where the food stores are.
Oh,
He's eating his stress. You kind of walk in and he's just in a corner.
You know what? You deserve that. I'm gonna pretend I didn't see it.
Mita kind of looks up at everybody. I'm sorry. I don't know what came over me, but that was a ride.
Sure was.
Pretty crazy.
Do you think that we can do it again?
Do you want to do it again?
What the hell was that?
We rewrote the Song of Transcendence.
I never thought my mom would know part of that song.
So, here's the thing though. It's like really unconventional travel, right?
You can
Yes.
say that
Say
again.
that, I guess. Yeah.
Maybe next time we do that, how about we not go to a place with a giant ass monster that's trying to kill us?
Yes, let's go somewhere safer spot.
Well, we just need to know the tune, and then we can go.
In the rocky place, I think I heard Vereki.
You heard
What's
what
a
now?
Vereki?
What'd you just say?
What's a Vereki?
That's kind of hard to explain. First ones.
Oh, we must go back.
I
No?
heard. I don't know if you saw me, but I was like doing stuff to the ground, and I could hear them.
That's really interesting. We could learn so much. Do you have any stories that we would be able to tell and learn from them? Guys.
You must only go there when you're with someone else and it's safe.
Yes, definitely do not go alone.
I don't know if I could do it alone, honestly.
No.
I
think I'd have to be here.
Yeah.
I think I need to go back someday.
As long as I can go with you, I want to learn.
You seem to be like the gateway almost, so
Yeah.
Not me. It's, I couldn't get it. Not alone.
I think we just got lucky.
I think so too. Could have been much worse.
Really good rolls.
what are these rolls?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it could have gone very poorly.
We played so beautifully, though.
That's
Really
true.
nice.
I don't know what
We
you
did.
guys, but for just waking up, I'm tired as shit.
I bet.
It was exhausting.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I didn't cook you guys a proper meal when you got here. I'm
I
sorry.
think I lost my appetite.
I'm hungry as hell.
I will cook us up a nice lunch.
Yeah, I could
How
eat.
about that?
Perfect.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm going back to bed.
All right, Jax.
I bet Fayanti would want to know that you're here. I'll have to send him a message. You did not pick that spell up.
No.
So she begins cooking a meal, which she's always the hostess. It's kind of slipped her mind. So Jax goes to take a nap, check on Dorus. She was very distracted. As she cooks a meal.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Do you only get spell slots back with a long rest?
Yes.
Yes, as
But
a
then-
druid.
Yes, as a druid.
Damn. I
As a
burned
warlock.
so much.
It's a different story.
Mhm. Imagine if Dorus would have been there, or you would have gone to the Myconid Forest. Would have been a whirlwind.
We're
Would've been a
gonna be
couple
like facing 3 realities at once.
Yeah, it would have been so much fun. Been cool. All right. Well, during that, Nemu was able to, which was the new spells that he did. No longer exploding Nemu. Can't hear you, baby.
I've got a couple other ones too that are, let's just say less than positive.
Yeah.
It'll just be solely exploding things with their fireball.
Yeah. All the fire.
How long have you had that spell for? Solely the fireball.
Forever. Well, I think since last level, I think when I got my next spell slot, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put it. I love fireball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't go wrong.
Unless you're in a small room.
That's true. That would be disaster.
That would be a disaster, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, I will
Funny.
put everything that I can. script, so y'all can y'all have access to the dreams, because I know the dreams are always one of those things that are super important to character development. So I want to be sure that y'all have that. Obviously, some of the stuff that was added in isn't going to be. But the Song of Transference is now a thing. It will require really good performance rolls from the bards, and as well as wherever you want to go, the person who has that tone. So it is a group effort.
Does Mita have to be with us in order to do it?
After
certain level, maybe.
Yeah, because I don't want y'all to have to bounce back and forth, but I also want y'all to go to these places because they could be to character development and some to story. So
I've got the Hearthstone.
Yeah, you do have the Hearthstone for sure. Now the question is, like, it'll probably be a performance roll to kind of see where you end up, you know, on the person who has the tone for where you want to go. But I would say you don't have to have Mita. So if you are struggling to master a song for a specific place, it might help to have her. However that looks. But
cool.
Yeah.
All I know is my song is rockin'.
It is rockin'. It is rockin'.
I am going to find a song that mushrooms sound like.
It's a thing.
I will upload it.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
But I will find it. That's my mission this week.
Yes.
It is so synthesized sounding. It's weird. It is very cool. Very cool.
I'm just curious what kind of music the Varek you listen to.
I wonder, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, hair metal. Where's my
I'm gonna go lay down. You guys take it easy. See you next week.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
That was really fun and interesting.
Yeah.